Diddy isn't just another inmate at MDC Brooklyn. He's something much more, a symbol of a darker, more intricate web of power, betrayal, and unresolved history. In a place where every wall is haunted by the past, every inmate carries their own burden of stories, Diddy is now an emblem of a legacy that refuses to die. He is no longer the mogul who could make anything disappear with a snap of his fingers. Here, in this grim corner of the justice system, he is a walking reminder. A reminder of decisions made long ago, of blood spilled, of deals struck that can't be undone, and of a past that is catching up with him relentlessly. As Diddy fights tooth and nail to navigate through the maze of legal battles, desperately clawing for any escape, the pressure mounts. His legal team fights, citing inhumane conditions, threats to his safety, and violations of his rights. But the judges, they remain unmoved. And that's telling. Diddy, a man who spent decades surrounded by powerful fixers, a network that could erase any problem with a single call, finds himself powerless in this place. This is different. This is the one arena where money, status, and influence mean nothing. The game has changed. This is the one place he cannot control. And that's exactly why federal investigators want him here, isolated. MDC Brooklyn is no ordinary facility. It's a pressure cooker, a place where every sound, every movement, every whisper is amplified. In this grim corner of the world, desperation seeps into every crack, every crevice. The heat of constant scrutiny burns away any sense of pride, any illusion of control. This is the place where nothing stays hidden, where the walls themselves are alive with the ghosts of the past, each one carrying the weight of memories, of secrets long buried. And the men here, they're not just serving time, they are living memories. The stories they carry aren't just whispers of the past, they are waiting to be shared, to connect the dots, to settle old scores. And when the man locked inside their cell is Diddy, when he is the embodiment of both the highs and lows of hip-hop's history, that's when things get even more complicated. The blade pressed against his throat wasn't just another act of violence. It was a message, a sharp, unmistakable message. Brooklyn doesn't forget. The men in that prison don't just remember the facts. They remember the pain, the betrayal, the lives that were torn apart. They are the living echoes of a time when the streets ruled, when survival was the only currency that mattered. They remember the bloodshed at Quad Studios. They remember the chaos in Vegas. They remember the night when everything changed. And they're not ready to let it go. In a place like MDC Brooklyn, where power and wealth don't protect you, survival becomes the only game that matters. This is not a mansion with guarded gates. This is not a world where money buys protection. In here, the playing field is leveled. No amount of wealth, no political clout, no influence will shield you when every person around you has a personal connection to the blood spilled. The men in this place aren't just locked up to serve their sentences. They are waiting. Waiting for the right moment to settle old debts, to make the past known, to bring justice in whatever form it may take. This is Diddy's reality now, and it's one he can't escape. The men surrounding him in this prison don't care about his fame. They don't care about his fortune. What they care about is the shadow he casts, the decisions he's made, the people he's crossed, the war that still rages between the East Coast and West Coast. They've heard the stories and they carry those stories with them every single day. They remember Quad Studios. They remember Vegas. They remember the night when two legends lost their lives and the world was left with more questions than answers. And they're waiting. Waiting for Diddy to face the consequences of his actions. In a place like MDC Brooklyn, time doesn't heal all wounds. It only makes them fester. The more time Diddy spends here, the more the walls close in, and the more the whispers grow louder. The question isn't just about his legal battles, it's about survival. It's about the reckoning that's been a long time coming. The past has caught up to him, and in a place like this, the past isn't something that just fades away. It's something you live with every day, every hour, every second. And the longer Diddy remains in MDC Brooklyn, the more the pressure mounts. The more the memories come to life, and the more the people who hold the key to the truth and to his fate begin to whisper louder and louder. In the end, this isn't just about a man caught in a legal battle. It's about a man facing the ghosts of his past. A man who is not just fighting for his freedom, but for his very survival. In MDC Brooklyn, survival is the only thing that matters. And for Diddy, the clock is ticking. Make no mistake, Diddy is no ordinary inmate in MDC Brooklyn. His presence here is more than just that of a celebrity fallen from grace. He is a symbol of something much darker, much deeper, something that stretches far beyond the man himself. Diddy's life, his choices, his legacy, they're all tangled up in the history of hip-hop's most infamous, most tragic moments. He is not just another mogul whose empire crumbled. No, he's the living embodiment of a war, a battle for control, a culture-defining figure who played with fire and now finds himself burned. His life is a monument to both power and peril. A man who has shaped the lives of countless people, yet whose own future now hangs by a thread, suspended in the hands of those who have absolutely nothing to lose. These men, they don't care about his fame. They don't care about the billions he made or the fortune that once seemed endless. What they care about is what Diddy represents, what he stands for. They care about the debts he owes, the bloodshed he's associated with, and the ghosts of the past that he cannot outrun. That footage from 50 Cent, the one that became a viral sensation across the internet, it's not just some random prison moment captured by a camera. It's far more significant. It's a pivotal moment in time. The look on Diddy's face, the way he tenses up, the way his body seems to brace for something he knows is coming. It's not panic. It's recognition. A recognition that his past, the choices he made, the people he crossed, they've all come back to haunt him. This moment isn't about a court case or legal proceedings. It's about something much larger, something deeper, something more sinister. It's about a reckoning that has been years, decades in the making. And now, that reckoning is knocking at his door. As Diddy tries to hold on to whatever shred of composure he has left, his legal team is scrambling, pulling every string they can find. They file every appeal. They send letters, make calls, trying to secure his transfer, his release. There's even talk of a letter to Donald Trump asking for a pardon. Trump, according to reports, reportedly brushed it off with a laugh. To him, it was just another plea from another mogul who had fallen from grace. But for Diddy, this wasn't funny. This wasn't a joke. When you're staring down the barrel of years in a place like MDC Brooklyn, where the stench of desperation and violence fills the air, where stabbings happen in plain sight and the very lights above you flicker in and out like a fading heartbeat, you do whatever you can to get out. That bravado, that ironclad confidence, that pride that once defined him, it's gone, disappeared in an instant. Now it's not about what you can control, it's about survival. You act, and you act fast, because every second that passes in a place like this is a second closer to the end of everything. And then there's the jet, the $30 million private jet that once belonged to Diddy, the same jet that flew him across the globe, the symbol of his success, his power, his untouchable status. It's gone now, sold, re-registered overseas in San Marino. It looks like a simple business transaction on paper, but to those who have been paying attention, it's more than that. It's a sign. It's a man cleaning house, cutting ties to his former life, a life that now feels like a distant memory. A life full of luxury, private jets, mansions, fame, and now all that's left are the remnants of a broken empire. Diddy is letting go of the trappings of a world that no longer exists for him. The luxury is slipping away. The facade is cracking, and Diddy is now preparing himself, not for another rise to power, but for something far more sinister. What most people don't see, though, is the real story. While the headlines are busy focusing on Diddy's fall from grace, his legal battles, his bankrupting empire, the real drama is happening quietly, away from the public eye. Behind the high prison walls of MDC Brooklyn, a much bigger story is unfolding, one that could unravel everything Diddy has built. The men in that prison are not just inmates. They are living history. They are walking, breathing witnesses to a time when the streets held all the power. They are the keepers of stories, secrets, and truths that have never been fully told. And those stories, they have never faded. They've only grown sharper, more dangerous, more alive with each passing year. These men remember. They remember the bloodshed. They remember Quad Studios. They remember Vegas. They remember the night everything changed. And now, they're waiting for the right moment. The moment when the past finally catches up with Diddy. In MDC Brooklyn, time doesn't heal old wounds. It only deepens them. The more Diddy spends in that place, the more the pressure mounts. The more the ghosts of the past come alive. The whispers grow louder. And the walls, those walls, they're closing in on him. Every day, every hour, every minute. Diddy spends behind bars is a reminder of everything he's done, everything he's been a part of. And the men around him, they aren't just there to serve their sentences. They are there to remember, to recall, to settle old scores. They know what happened at Quad Studios. They know what happened in Vegas. They know the names involved. And they're not going to let it go until those debts are paid. Diddy may have built an empire once, but here, in the grim halls of MDC Brooklyn, that empire means nothing. Here, there are no private jets, no mansions, no entourages, just walls, steel bars, and men with memories that can't be erased, no matter how much time passes. In here, survival is the only thing that matters. And Diddy, for all his fame, for all his power, is no longer in control. The men around him, they control the narrative now. They control the story. And when they're ready to tell it, the world will finally hear the truth. And when that truth comes out, it will be louder than anything Diddy has ever known. Diddy knows the walls are closing in on him. He can feel the pressure mounting with every passing second, the weight of his past rising up around him like a tidal wave ready to crash down. But the real danger doesn't just come from those walls closing in, it comes when those very walls start to speak. When every inch of the prison, every corner, every shadow begins to tell a story. In MDC Brooklyn, nothing is quiet, nothing is hidden. Every man locked behind bars carries a history with him. And Diddy, he's no different. The walls know what he's done, they know what he's been part of, and they are ready to reveal it all. The longer he stays in this place, the louder those stories become. The whispers that grow louder, filling the cold, sterile air. The sound of them closing in on him, growing stronger until they consume everything. This is no longer just about a legal case. This isn't about charges or courtroom theatrics. Those are the distractions, the smoke screens. The real battle is one Diddy wasn't prepared for. This is a battle for his very survival. In MDC Brooklyn, survival doesn't just mean getting through the day without getting stabbed. Survival means keeping your sanity intact. It means navigating the mental warfare that surrounds you every moment. It means facing the demons of your past head-on, knowing that they will eventually come for you. And when those demons start to speak, when the ghosts of the past start to rise, there's no way out. And when it comes to survival, there's no room for loyalty. There's no room for respect. In the cold, harsh reality of a place like this, there is only fear. Fear that consumes you, that eats away at you when the lights flicker and the darkness presses in. Fear that drives you to do whatever it takes to survive, even if it means sacrificing the very essence of who you are. Fear makes people turn on each other. Fear makes people desperate. Fear makes people talk. And when fear starts talking, secrets spill. The stories that have been buried for decades come rushing to the surface. The truth that has been hidden for so long begins to claw its way out. That truth Diddy tried to bury so long ago is no longer something he can run from. The whispers grow louder. The stories, the accusations, the betrayals, the murders, they're all resurfacing. The pressure builds. The question isn't whether Diddy's past will catch up with him. The question is when. And in a place like MDC Brooklyn, when can mean tonight. When can mean tomorrow. It can happen in the blink of an eye. The truth has been waiting for so long to be heard. And now it's starting to rise, demanding to be acknowledged. But here's what no one is saying out loud. Diddy is being held in MDC Brooklyn, but it's not just for the financial crimes or the adult-related charges. No, there's something much darker, much more sinister at play here. Something that's been lingering in the shadows for years. Something that, if it's uncovered, could change everything. One name keeps resurfacing in these quiet conversations. One name that's being whispered with increasing frequency. Keith D. Keith D is the man accused of being involved in the Las Vegas shooting that took Tupac Shakur's life. Keith D is the man who, in a 2008 interview, allegedly said that Diddy wanted both Tupac and Suge Knight gone. If this is true, then this isn't just about Diddy being tangled up in some criminal case. This is about something much darker. This is about the intersection of power, violence, and betrayal that has been building up for years. This isn't just about a rivalry between coasts or artists. This is about something deeper. This is about the price of ambition, the cost of a war that took lives and shattered futures. This is about the dangerous game of survival that Diddy played and how, eventually, the game caught up with him. The feds aren't just investigating Diddy for some simple crimes. This is a financial scandal or a petty crime. This is a deeper, more complex case. And the longer Diddy stays in MDC Brooklyn, the closer he gets to the unraveling of something that goes beyond what anyone could have imagined. Federal investigators are piecing together something monumental, a history that has been buried for decades, slowly but surely coming to the surface. This is no longer just a case about a celebrity being charged with a crime. This is a case about justice, real justice, for Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, for the families of two men who were robbed of their futures, who had their lives stolen before they could reach their potential. It all circles back to Bad Boy Records, the epicenter of Diddy's empire. It's where it all started, and it's where everything seems to be pointing back to now. The connection to Tupac and Biggie is undeniable, no matter how much time has passed. Two lives, two brilliant, influential artists gunned down in their prime. Two families still searching for the truth, still searching for the answers that have been hidden, kept in the shadows, buried under layers of money, power, and influence. And now, with federal investigators closing in, with Diddy trapped in that cell, running out of time, the truth, whatever it may be, is starting to take shape. It's no longer a matter of speculation. It's becoming real. And as the walls of MDC Brooklyn close in, Diddy can feel it. The truth is getting closer, and it's coming for him. The weight of what's coming is crushing. Diddy is no longer just a man in prison. He is a symbol of a past that has finally caught up with him. A symbol of a culture that was shaped by violence, by betrayal, by the very same ambitions that he once used to build his empire. Now those ambitions are coming home to roost. And in a place like MDC Brooklyn, where time moves at a different pace, where the past never stays buried, Diddy's past is coming to the surface, piece by piece. And as it does, it's changing everything. The real question now isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about justice for Tupac, for Biggie, and for the culture that lost so much. And as the truth begins to surface, the question becomes clear. Will Diddy be held accountable for the role he played in shaping this tragedy? Will he finally face the reckoning that has been waiting for him? Or will his silence, the same silence that has followed him throughout his career, be the last thing he ever speaks? This story isn't just about Diddy. It's about something much bigger. It's about two legends, Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, whose lives were cut short in the midst of their greatness. It's about two men who defined a generation, only to have their futures stolen by violence. These were not just artists. They were icons, symbols of the East Coast and West Coast rivalry, and their untimely death sent shockwaves through the world, forever changing the landscape of hip-hop. But despite their fame, despite their contributions to a culture that still thrives today, they were robbed of the justice they deserved. And their families, their fans, and the world have been waiting. Waiting for justice, waiting for closure, waiting for the truth to come to light, hoping that one day the mystery surrounding their deaths would be solved. But for years, the truth has remained locked away, buried beneath layers of power, secrecy, and influence. No one has been able to pull back the curtain on what really happened that fateful night. But now, as Diddy's world crumbles around him, as the weight of his own past presses down on him from all sides, the truth is finally beginning to emerge from the shadows. And in that, there is a sense of hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, justice will be served. Not just for Diddy, but for the two men who were silenced far too soon. If Diddy knows something, and it seems that he might, then this moment is not just about him facing punishment for his actions. It's about something more profound, more essential. It's about bringing long overdue closure to families that have suffered in silence. It's about offering a final, painful but necessary truth that the world has been waiting for. If Diddy holds the answers that have eluded us for decades, then this isn't just about his own fate anymore. This is about giving Tupac and Biggie the justice they never got. Justice that has been denied for too long. The world has waited for so many years, and in the end, the truth will be the only thing that can heal those wounds. And let's not be naive. Diddy's prison sentence, his fall from grace, that may not be the end of his story. No, in some ways, it could be the beginning of another. A beginning that will finally bring justice, not just for him, but for everyone who has suffered in the aftermath of Tupac and Biggie's murders. This is the moment where everything converges. The old wounds, the unresolved questions, the secrets that have festered are all coming to the surface. If Diddy knows the truth, if he is the key to unlocking the answers that have eluded us for so long, then his downfall might not just be a punishment. It could be the first step in bringing the real culprits to light. For now, the world waits. The truth is still out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. But it's no longer just a matter of if the truth will come to light. It's a matter of when. Every passing day brings us closer to the answers. Every moment spent behind the walls of MDC Brooklyn tightens the grip on Diddy's fate. The longer he stays in that cell, the closer we get to the truth. The next move is inevitable, whether it's a confession that shakes the foundations of everything we thought we knew, a conviction that ends the long wait for justice, or a cover-up so deep it makes the entire system tremble. But no matter what happens, the truth will eventually find its way to the surface. The only question now is, who's ready for it? One thing is for sure, Diddy isn't sleeping easy tonight. He can feel it, the weight of everything he's done, everything he's been a part of, all of it coming to a head. The pressure is too much to ignore. The walls of his cell, the silence of those around him, the weight of his past, it's all closing in. He knows that whatever happens next, he cannot outrun what's coming. And neither should we, because the truth, once it's out, will change everything. If you've been following this breakdown, if you've been along for this ride, then you know this is far from over. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep this conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because just like Diddy's fate, the answers are coming, and we all need to be ready for what's to come. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.